is freedom of speech and expression everywhere in the world.
61 years after Franklin Roosevelt's memorable For Freedom speech, a speech that started a new era of democracy and human rights, New York City is honoring the president and the universal rights he introduced with the opening of the For Freedoms Park. The park, located on the tip of Roosevelt Island in central New York, overlooks the city skyline and gives a magnificent view of the United Nations headquarters, an institute that owes its spirit and its name to the late president and his wife.
In founding the United Nations, Franklin Roosevelt determined to use America's great strength to make peace possible. A practical peace, based not on a sudden revolution in human nature, but a gradual evolution in human institutions.
The phrase United Nations itself comes from President Roosevelt. Those were originally his words to describe the Allies that won World War II. So today, as we stand just across the river from the institution that grew out of that great victory, we pay a fitting tribute in a fitting place to the extraordinary vision of an extraordinary man.
The Four Freedoms remain at the very heart of the United Nations, and top UN dignitaries attended the ceremony, including Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and ambassadors from several member states.
He did not live long enough to see the United Nations come to pass. Yet his words guide us every day as we seek to advance peace and security, promote development, and uphold human rights around the world.
I think back about my grandmother's experience in working with her colleagues at the United Nations to craft a universal declaration of human rights, a bringing together of all cultures' values in a single statement that the whole world subscribed to. The fact that one body could do that gives me great hope that we will continue to seek the peace that comes from understanding each other.
The elevated lawn, rows of linden trees, and a bust of Roosevelt himself at the very end of the park were designed by architect Louis Kahn in 1973. But the sudden death of the architect and a financial downturn put the construction on hold until the Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt Institute breathed new life into the project. Being only a short train, boat, or air tram ride away from Manhattan, the Four Freedoms Park will become a center for reflection and rest within a bustling metropole. That center will open its gates to the general public on October 24th. Franklin Roosevelt is linked like no other president to the establishment of the United Nations. And this park, separated only by a river from the UN headquarters, will remain testimony to the life and the work of the 32nd US president for generations to come. Reporting from New York City, this is Shari Nyman.